In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. So today, I'm coming to you guys with a video. We're going to be learning how to break toxic relationship patterns and why you keep wondering why you keep ending up with the same toxic partners. So the first way to break this toxic pattern or toxic relationship pattern is to recognize the pattern. Recognize the past relationships you've been in. Recognize the people that you've been with. Recognize the people who were emotionally unavailable. The people who are dishonest, who are cheaters. Those are toxic traits. If you keep seeing those traits in your partner, you need to recognize that and figure out why that is. You keep finding those type of people and you keep dating those people. And we're going to dig a little deep. We're gonna really get deep in this video. We're gonna get deep on how to how we gonna find these healthy relationships. And because I know y'all want these healthy relationships. Everybody want a healthy relationship, but it takes work. It takes a lot of inner work to do that. So identify the root cause. So the root cause for many dysfunctional relationships or toxic relationships is due to either childhood experiences or relation or past traumas, right? If you grew up, say if you're a dude, you keep finding women who are emotionally unavailable. Maybe most likely when you grew up, your mother was emotionally unavailable. So you tend to look for those traits in a woman that you're dating. You tend to seek that out romantically. Say for instance, you're a woman, you keep finding or dating guys that are emotionally unavailable. Most likely, your dad was emotionally available to you. He wasn't there in your life, and you tend to look for that in guys. Say, for instance, you keep finding dishonest and um, cheaters in your relationship. Maybe that's what you grew up with. Your parents, were cheating on each other. They were very, very dishonest to you and dishonest to other people, and you just tend to just pick up those traits and you look for that elsewhere. You look for those in romantic partners and maybe even friendships. The next one, set and enforce healthy boundaries. You got to learn to say no when it comes to your boundaries. You got to learn to say no. I'm not okay with that. No, I don't want you to do this. No, I don't want you to do that. But you can't do it in a controlling way. You have to set and create healthy boundaries if you want a healthy relationship. And you don't want to overextend to earn or accept love. You know, if you're dating someone and they have nothing but guy friends or girlfriends, you're not okay with that. You should tell them that. You shouldn't accept it just because you love them. You should say, I'm not okay with that. And if they don't want to change that, then that's your way to leave and find somebody else who will respect your boundaries. The next one is work on self-worth. Work on self-worth. Um, Toxic patterns often come from believing you don't deserve better, which in believe everybody deserves their greatest partner. They deserve the health. Everybody deserves a healthy relationship, but it's a matter of, are you willing to put in the work for a healthy relationship? So a lot of people that's in toxic, relationships, or they get in toxic patterns, or they get in they date the same type of people. They don't realize that they deserve better. They settle for less. They settle for people that they think they deserve. They settle for people um that they just settle for who they settle for. They don't settle for uh above. They settle for just mediocrity. They don't want to go beyond for their partner. They just say, hey, well, this is the type of partner I keep getting, or the type of partners I keep getting, so I'm just going to choose them, or I'm just going to stay with them. No matter how bad they treat you, no matter if they cheat on you, no matter if they do these things, if you don't think you're worthy of it, you're not going to change anything. Okay. Also, work on self worth. You can build self esteem through self care. Taking care of yourself, going on self dates, working on yourself, going to the gym, finding hobbies, just doing stuff for self care, taking care of yourself, getting haircuts, getting your hair done, doing stuff to love yourself. That'll boost your self esteem too for your self worth. Um, the next one is slow down when choosing a partner, right? Don't ignore early flags or rush into intense connections. So, which is meaning if you see early signs of red flags in a partner, you see that he show early signs of not being faithful, early signs of being emotionally unavailable. That is your sign to not build that deep connection with that person, because when you do, it's going to be hard to leave in the long run. So it's better to look for those early red flags so you don't build that connection or that deep connection where it makes it very hard to leave. Because when you leave, or I mean, not when you leave, but when you do build that connection with somebody, you're gonna try to end up fixing them and trying to change them to somebody that they don't want to be. Observe how someone handles conflict, stressing your boundaries before committing deeply. You always want to see how they handle conflict. During conflict, are they avoidant? Do they not want to talk about anything? Do they run from conflict? If they do, that's something that you don't want. You can't handle conflict with someone who's avoidant. When someone's avoidant that avoids conflict, it just stirs up or builds up resentment with you guys because you can't resolve anything. Um, does this person yell? Does this person communicate like an adult when you have conflict? You want to look for those things early in the relationship before you really commit to that person. Okay, prioritize consistency over chemistry. You always want someone who's consistent with you, not someone that tells you and they just tell you everything that sounds good. They show you everything that you know they show you that they're a good partner, and they show you all the positive things of themselves, and they just are very consistent. Say for instance, if you're a girl, the man is consistently, I'm not saying every day, but he gives you flowers consistently. He takes you out consistently. He shows up every day for you. He chooses you every day. If you're a man, if the woman, actually actively chooses you, she's doing these things consistently, then you should, prioritize that person and really think about, maybe I should be, maybe I should get in a relationship with this person because this person is showing consistency. You always want somebody to show consistency. Replace old habits with new ones. Replacing old habits with new ones. Instead of chasing unavailable people, practice investing in those who show you respect and care. I know at first, when you're in a pattern of dating emotionally unavailable people and just toxic patterns, when you start to date and look at people who have healthy patterns, it's going to feel weird at first, but you have to be different. You have to replace your old habits with new ones. You can't keep going back to the same people who are emotionally unavailable because you're going to keep having the same outcome. It's going to be a repeated cycle. You don't want that. So you want to practice investing in people who has the same what's the word? I can't think of the word. Who has the same mindset as you, who are emotionally available, who have respect, who has dignity, who has integrity, who's not going to lie, who's not going to cheat. You want those same people. You want to have those same romantic relationship with those type of people. And it may, like I said, it may feel weird at first, but that's what you want. You want to change. That's what we're doing. We're changing our old habits with new ones. So instead of looking for people, or when we see people who are emotionally unavailable, that's when we should take our time or take the quick route to leave and put our time and invest our time into people who are emotionally available, who respects your time, who respects you as a human being, who actually are consistent, who actually loves you. Okay, instead of people pleasing, check in with your own needs first. Instead of always putting your partner first, you should put yourself first as well. For instance, you gotta love you. You have to love yourself. You can't love someone else if you don't love yourself. So how do you think if you just keep pouring into someone else's cup, how can you pour into your own cup when you're pouring into somebody else's cup who really doesn't really care? You have to pour into your own cup, especially if you want someone else to love, or no, my bad, especially if you want to love someone else. You have to pour into your own cup. So you have to put your needs first. And the number one thing, oh, this one, spend time alone. If you don't like spending time alone, how can you expect to spend your time with someone else? You have to spend time with yourself. Read books by yourself. Journal by yourself. Go on movie dates by yourself. Go bowling by yourself. Go eating by yourself. You have to do things by yourself. So when you enjoy company by yourself, someone else can enjoy your company as well, or you can enjoy someone else's company. You want to enjoy your time alone. alone time is the best time you can get because not a lot of people get that. You want to spend a lot of, not a lot, but you want to spend some time to yourself. And the number one thing is you can't fix anybody. If you see that person is dysfunctional, you see that person just needs, saving, you are not that person to save them. You can't save anybody. You're only going to hurt yourself in the long run trying to save someone else in a relationship. You should never get in a relationship trying to save or fix anyone. You should accept each other for who y'all are. So if you're trying to change your partner and fix your partner, you're only going to be causing damage to yourself, causing damage to the relationship because you're trying to change and fix them. It takes a long time for someone to change, and it takes them to want to change as well. So if you're just wanting to change them and they don't want to change, you're going to end up just hurting yourself in the long run. So all of these things that I just discussed should really help you, build new healthy relationships because toxic relationships are really draining. They really are. They drain the soul, they drain the mind, they drain the mental state, they drain everything. So you really want to build, healthy relationships, not with just romantic